So, my name is David Tarver. I'm the founder and president of Urban Entrepreneurship Initiative, and I'm also going to be your Master of Ceremonies today. First of all, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Can we flip over? So we have a number of sponsors who are making this event possible today, and we want to thank all of them. All of the sponsors are listed on the website under sponsors. We want to especially thank our four, what we call founding sponsors, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to bring this event here to Detroit. So we have University of Michigan, my school. Michigan people here? Salute to Go Blue. I know we didn't have a good time last weekend, but we can still, we have Michigan State as a founding sponsor as well. They should be loud, I would think. Unless they're just grateful, I know how that is. They're too stunned to be loud. And then we have Wayne State as a founding sponsor. Go Warriors. And then we have New Economy Initiative as well as a founding sponsor. So really appreciate everybody. I want to thank also our production team. Again, they're also listed on the website. And I'd like to thank J.P. Hayes and her team here at CCS for providing this venue and preparing this beautiful venue. I want to thank all of our speakers and panelists. In putting this thing together, I noted that we have an amazing amount of talent in this area. We have so much talent, that a lot of the talent we have is not in the program, but we were able to assemble a lot of really outstanding people to participate today. So I'm grateful for that. And I want to thank all of you for coming out and making this event even bigger than it was last year when we held it in Ann Arbor. One of the pieces of feedback that we got last year consistently was, you need to do this in Detroit. So we listened, and we're doing it in Detroit. Let me speak just for a minute on a personal note about entrepreneurship. I started on my own entrepreneurship journey 32 years ago. And I started with a couple of buddies. We were all working at Bell Labs at the time. Steve Moore on the left and Charles Simmons in the middle, and that's me on the right with hair. And these guys came into my basement with me. They left really prestigious jobs, really well-paying jobs at Bell Labs, came in the basement, and we started this company. And we didn't know where it was going to go at the time. And there were some times when we just wished we would fail so we could just go back to work. But 12 years later, we achieved some measure of success as we sold the company. We sold it 20 years ago. It'll be 20 years next month, 2 days before Thanksgiving, when we sold this company. And that was a life-changing event, not only because of the financial independence that it brought, but because it allowed us the space to explore other things. And it also proved to us this transformative power of entrepreneurship. And transformative not only, again, financially, but in your knowledge of yourself, in your knowledge of other people, and your knowledge of how the world works. And so it was something that we wouldn't trade for anything at this point. But I moved back to Michigan in 2007 after 31 years in New Jersey. And I found a state that was very different from the state I left when I graduated from University of Michigan. And it struck me that, again, we have all of this intellectual and financial and technical resources in this area, especially teaching at University of Michigan. I see all of these resources. Yet, at the same time, in my hometown of Flint, things are really rough. When I got back here to Detroit area in 2007, you know what was going on in 2007 in Detroit. It was very ugly. And so I started to wonder, given that we have all these resources, why are things so bad? Why can't we unleash this entrepreneurial power to solve the problems that we have in this area and in other places? Why is it so hard to do this? Why can't we just apply our intellect to solving these problems. So the more I thought about it, the more I decided, okay, we need to try to do something about it in this area, and if we're successful, maybe it's something that will grow to other places. And so we started this organization called Urban Entrepreneurship Initiative. Last year, it was just an ad hoc organization, wasn't even incorporated. This year, it's incorporated. And we're starting to plow through these issues. And one of the things, the main thing that we find so far, is that one of the reasons that this stuff is so hard to solve is that solving these problems requires a combination of awareness, motivation, and capability. And often those three things don't exist in the same people, or at least, or even on the same team. And so we have to find a way of bringing people together to team up and solve some of these problems. And that's what we're exploring in this initiative. It's kind of like a combination of community organizing and design thinking and business management and technology. You have to put all of these forces together to try to resolve some of these problems. So that's why we're here. That's why we have people from many different fields here. We have people from government, academia, community organizations, and business to look at these issues. And so today we're going to be talking about some of the conditions that exist right now that we may be able to apply this kind of knowledge to solve. We're going to talk about how do we effectively engage with the community to understand what the issues are if we're an entrepreneur and we want to solve some of these issues. We're going to be talking about people who are out there right now executing business models that are solving problems in urban areas. You're going to hear from some of these entrepreneurs, and I think that their stories will be enlightening and inspiring. And we're also going to talk about business models that lead to employment for people in places like Detroit. And I'm talking about entry-level employment, not necessarily high-tech employment, because that is something that's badly needed in this and other areas. So we're all about using business innovation to address the issues that we have. That's what we're going to be hearing about today. So I hope you will participate, not only listen, but also interact, give us your feedback, and we'll carry it on, and hopefully we'll come back here next year and we'll be able to talk about some more things that we're doing that happened as a result of what we did this year. Thank you very much.
If you've ever watched the television or read a piece of classic literature or listened to the radio, there's so many things that are like inundating you with these messages, like it's kind of just the American way to be thinking like that. It's really not all your fault.